Hey, don't forget, it ain't the first 48 with 60 minutes.
Cover the K, best not best. Even the score now, we need to score now. Back on that wall, when you hear that call, you know it's going down. We play from beginning to ending, you know how we finish. Turn to the bank, gotta handle our business. We need the ball, so it's time to go get it. Play with your heart when you hit, make it feel it. You know I'm with. You come to the bank and get out of line, we sending a blitz. Say who you with? You know I'm with. That purple and black, and when we attack, you know what it is.
You're now locked into Zone 32.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the Zone 32 podcast. We got a 5-piece tonight. My name is Jake. His name is Drew. His name is Trippy. His name is Will. His name is BT. It's off-season episode. Say what's up to the people.
No.
Alright, that's fine.
Dick. I'm good.
That's too horny for my liking, man. I watch the words now. Anyway, so peak off-season because you get multiple stars wanting out of their current situation. One star we know very well, and Myles with a Y, Myles Garrett, and of course Cooper Kupp. And with the Rams saying they'd be willing to eat more of his salary, more of Kupp's salary to deal him, sounds like he's a realistic possibility to get up on out of there. So Drew, how and what will the compensation look like for us to acquire one or both of Myles Garrett or Cooper Kupp?
First of all, I just want to correct you. Cooper Kupp did not ask out of. They informed him.
Oh, that's true. The Rams are getting rid of him. He did not want out. You are right on that.
Which I think significantly lowers what it would take for him to, be traded. Is clearly they're looking to get him off the books. They have said they're willing to eat salary. I honestly, give a fuck what they want. Just give it to him. Our offense is so much fucking better. Plug Cooper Kupp in. People are like, oh, he's old. He's washed. He is a much better second or third option than what we currently have. You have Zay Flowers on the roster right now, Rashad Bateman on the roster right now, and then everybody after that is worse than Cooper Kupp.
Well, and they're all three so different, so it's a great complementary group.
And I would argue that Bateman is worse than Cooper Kupp. I also don't feel like fighting the Bateman cock eaters. So they
play a different game. So so okay. You want to play that semantics game? Then Zay Flowers is wide receiver 1. Then we have 2A and 2B, and they can be reversed if you want to say A is better than B. They're both wide receiver 2 in this offense, and potentially this solves the issue of getting rid of Mark Andrews. If you want to talk about where targets go and chain movers, everything else.
To have a more modern offense, get out from under the Greg Roman era, I think you have to move on from Mark Andrews. This is beyond playoff failures and the fact that he's dead to me because of the Buffalo game. Mark Andrews is the last remaining relic of the Greg Roman offense because he forces you to play slow. Can you get rid of him and you bring in Cooper Kupp? You're running a more modern spread style, and I think we're better off for it.
Okay, so and also, you want to talk about modernizing, moving on from Greg Roman. That's all great. You also want to, if you really want to look at the problem, Mark Andrews is a playoff zero. He's been horrific in the playoffs, and Cooper Kupp is the Super Bowl MVP. So, there's a huge difference between the two guys where it matters, and that alone, to me, is a great reason to shift in that direction. And if you want to talk, we got Mark Andrews on the books for $16.9 million. So even if we took on all of Cooper Kupp's salary cap hit, it's still not that far off. And the way that the Rams are talking about it, they're going to eat salary, so we can save money and upgrade. That's how I see it.
These are the same retards who were fucking clamoring for OBJ. And I'm not saying wanting OBJ is a bad thing, but you can't tell me that Cooper Kupp is washed, but 2 years ago you were on your knees begging for OBJ, who had, maybe half a function ACL at that. So
yeah. And if we brought in Cooper Kupp, I would not be against having Odell on the roster as wide receiver depth too.
He's done.
I'm not advocating for it. I'm just saying.
Okay, keep P. Diddy Associates. Keep P. Diddy Associates the fuck away from Baltimore. Would be my overarching is that we got enough shit going on that we don't need a fucking P. Diddy party attender on the fucking roster as well.
That's a fair point. That's a fair enough point.
Yeah,
a very good friend of Aubrey's.
Yeah, he's also, again, I don't want Drake anywhere near the fucking team. I don't want P. Diddy anywhere near the team. He's got, I don't want Kim Kardashian anywhere near the fucking team. I don't want Justin Bieber anywhere near the fucking team. Like, let's get rid of that shit.
You know who I would have seen near the team? Kendrick Lamar this coming weekend. That would have been great.
I don't know. People have stated that it's going to be a terrible performance and rap's bad for Super Bowl halftime shows. So,
one of the stupidest tweets I've ever seen.
I have a strong feeling that it was not watching football when Dr. Dre was performing at halftime, and so doesn't know that worked. That man clout whore, and I don't think that he had clout in football then. But he links up with Marlon, and now all of a sudden he's got to pretend to care about the Ravens and shit. So that guy's a fucking moron. I'm not going to name him on the podcast anymore, on the off chance that like 3 people hear me say his name, don't know who he is, and walk away, or not walk away, but like go listen to shit. Like, I don't want that man to get another viewer. I want people to realize what he is. Just fucking ignore his existence. If you want to listen to his podcast with Marlon, enjoy, weird fuck known as Marlon on a podcast, fine. But that guy doesn't any of the fucking attention that we give him. Just the biggest clout whore ever. But I digress. Cooper Kupp, I would say, is going to be, and obviously fits our offense.
Relative to who he is, what he brings to the table, and what his current cap hit is, he will be cheap for sure.
And also, like, we're not bringing him in expecting him to go back to Triple Crown winning Cooper Kupp. We're looking for complimentary pieces, Zay and Bateman, so that it's not a guy that we're going to come in, change the culture. Like, we're looking for a reliable veteran. I think that he
you know what he is? He's like an infinity stone. The offense with him it goes to a new level.
Yeah.
And without him, it is really, really good. But with him, it's a powerhouse that most defenses won't have any idea how to stop. Some might slow it down a little bit, but it's a whole different level than what we're at right now. And we had the number 1 offense in football this year.
So I would say go get him. I don't think it's going to be price prohibitive. Like, I think that we can get him fairly easily. The other name out there is Myles Garrett, who requested it. A lot of Ravens are clamoring for Myles Garrett, Max Crosby, or Micah Parsons. I would say of those, Myles Garrett is a generational talent. He has been, he's either been the best pass rusher in the NFL he's come in, or very close to it, and it's consistent production.
He's the best.
I would say, like Aaron Donald played a couple years. He played, so.
I mean, they play different positions, but yeah, no, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
At getting the quarterback, a guy who's going to line up on your defensive line and just fucking wreck a game, every week, consistent performance. It's going to be Myles Garrett. I know the knee-jerk reaction of a lot of fans is that the Browns will not trade him in division, and I agree with that to an extent. If we're offering 2 first-round picks and, I don't know, the fucking Lions, the Raiders, the Redskins, whoever the fuck it is, are also offering 2 first-round picks, like, obviously the Browns are going to trade him in the AFC North. But if we go in there and give them far and away the best offer, I feel like the Browns have to take it.
Why would the Raiders even be in this? They already have Max Crosby.
It's Tom Brady.
Pairing with Max Crosby. Making a defensive line ridiculous.
You can't have both. It's just not going to work. You're never going to get a quarterback at that point.
This is Mark Davis spending daddy's money with his new pal Tom Brady.
Yeah, but there's a salary cap. Like, you have to allocate properly.
Tom Brady doesn't, right? He hasn't found a way around NFL rules before.
I don't think the Raiders are a major player. I mean, I think they're like the Lions. I think are by far.
Or the Bears. The Bears. I don't know. Whoever the fuck.
I've seen the Eagles mentioned, which kind of surprises me because they do have. I mean,
it doesn't surprise me because it's Howie Roseman. This is what he does. Is that he'll go after names. So anytime a name's on the table, I think you gotta at least somewhat expect that the Eagles are going to be in the mix. But regardless, you have to go in and not get outbid for that guy. That is the kind of guy that I don't really care what the trade package is, and you're going to get the draft nerds and the fucking, the idiot fans and the roster construction morons and, drafting their strength and blah, blah. They're going to fucking freak out at whatever gets sent for Myles Garrett. If it's 3 first-round picks, just fucking do it. Because that is a franchise.
I don't think there's such thing as an overpay for him.
Right. Well, and you do overpay in terms of whatever fucking, value chart you're using. Like, we're going to win the Super Bowl.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, that is a guy that is going to make that kind of difference on the defense that, maybe a fumble in the playoffs doesn't fucking kill us. Or maybe we don't come down to a, drop 2-point conversion because Myles Garrett is just wreaking havoc in the backfield. And can you imagine him and fucking Matabike and Owe coming off the edge? Like, it's a whole fucking – Roquan is going to look like a fucking stud over the middle because, he's going to be able to cover a tight end for a second and a half before Myles Garrett's causing a problem. It makes our secondary's life easy. So, like, that is a guy that there is no such thing as an overpay for him. So just go get the deal done. Reality is, I feel like every team looks at Myles Garrett the same. And so I don't know if we really can compete with some of the offers that are going to be given just because we're in the same division. So then I'm looking at Max Crosby. That would be my
Hold on. Just to close the loop on Myles Garrett. I'm totally fine accepting the answer. We tried to trade for Myles Garrett, and they will not trade him in the division. I'm fine with that.
That is the one time that I don't think there are forces outside of EDC.
Yeah, I want him. Everybody wants him. EDC wants him. Every person, as a fan, as a scout, as a GM, everybody wants Myles Garrett. He's probably the best player in the NFL. Like, it's Myles Garrett, it's Lamar Jackson, who's even on their level? When you talk about what they do across the board, there's not a whole lot of guys that match up that way, like Jamar Chase maybe and Justin Jefferson, but
Saquon.
Saquon, right? So that's a top 5, right? Those are the top 5 best players in football if you just measure them as football players. But there are other forces, in play here when you're talking about the Ravens trying to trade for a guy, not just a franchise player, a generational talent at his position. And we're talking about generational means I don't know, let's talk about a 20-year block. He's probably the best pass rusher we've seen in a 20-year period.
I mean, Strahan, Reggie White, that's the kind of guy that he is.
Yeah, so, right. He's a first ballot Hall of Famer. He is the best edge rusher without any fucking question. Anyone who wants to say TJ Watt, get the fuck out of my face. I don't think Myles Garrett's ever gone a single week in his professional career not putting a stat on the box score, and TJ Watt did that for the final 3 weeks of the season. So those two are not on the same level. Myles Garrett is probably the best defensive player in football, right? I think we can all agree on that.
Yeah. You kind of
should probably win Defensive Player of the Year for a second year in a row. And
he's
who knows?
got a very good claim to it, so I'm not going to say he shouldn't win it.
To me, he's the best defensive player in the game. That's my opinion.
And also them getting traded is, even if it's not to Baltimore, it's not going to be to a team that we're playing 2 times a year. So that also it's the Browns off the table as a team that I'm oh, fuck, here we go again. I got to see Myles Garrett. So whatever, I want him. It doesn't work out. I would exhaust all possibilities in getting him. And if you get beat, you get beat. It is what it is. So then Max Crosby, next guy who, again, is a game wrecker, not to the level.
I think next, honestly, I think Micah Parsons is number 2 as far as talent's concerned. I get that. But as far as if you talk about best, it's Myles Garrett, Micah Parsons, and then Crosby.
Micah Parsons, possibly the most overrated player in the NFL. He is like TJ Watt, where when he's fucking on, he's on, and he's causing mayhem in the backfield, but he disappears for weeks on end. On top of the fact that he's a homosexual,
he has a rapist wit.
Yeah, again, don't fucking
Celebrity Jeopardy callback there.
Don't molest your fucking teammates at Penn State. Don't learn from Sandusky. Maybe keep your pants on in the locker room. Fucking Mike Parsons. Also, he's a podcast and is on podcast sucking off Jaden Daniels while you play.
Yeah, we would immediately have a problem with him because Trippy would call him out, and then we'd have a feud.
Yeah, and then he'd fucking
with
cry about
a sexual predator. Yeah,
he's another guy. Put on an Eagles jersey and watch a Eagles game. I'm all set with that. So his personality's dog shit. Was missing for weeks on end. I want no fucking part of Micah Parsons in Baltimore.
That being said, if we do trade for him, welcome to Baltimore.
Yeah, go fuck yourself, Micah. Go find somewhere else to go fucking play. No crab cakes for you, pal. Actually, you'd fit right in with the Jimmy's people, but I digress there. So to me, it is Max Crosby, Myles Garrett, or you're going in the draft, and that's who you're trying to take early in the draft is an edge guy.
And there are some good ones.
There are. My fear with drafting an edge guy is that the Ravens like the projects, and they like the guys I think James Pierce Jr. is a Raven because he fits the mold of a Baltimore Raven. It's a guy that has explosive first step, is extremely athletic and does not know how to finish. Because the Ravens always feel like they can teach you how to finish a sack, but they can't teach you the explosive moves and the athleticism. And I think that this is the year that you go get I hate saying this out loud. I hate this individual, but you go get like a Jack Sawyer who, despite his lack of athleticism, he gets the most out of what he can on the field.
No more Big Ten pass rushes, man. I'm tired of them.
Yeah, but Jack Sawyer puts up numbers. I just want a guy that puts up
Hold
numbers.
up.
He also puts up. He probably puts up a Confederate flag in his front yard on the flagpole when he mows his grass on his John Deere.
He's basically the third Bosa brother, and they're pretty good. So I fucking take him. And BT, to answer your question, I am advocating drafting an Ohio State guy. I do not love it, but he is what we need. He is a guy that gets.
BT's a Notre Dame guy. Don't even listen to this.
I'm just poking the bear. Listen, I'm just poking the bear.
I mean, I also over Jack Sawyer that he pisses me off. Like he never beat Michigan, so I can just hold that over his head.
True. But he did start a huge fight at midfield after Michigan got beat after Ohio State got beat for the fourth year in a row.
It was a pussy thing to do that you got sad that fucking 0-star recruit Davis Warren shoved it down your fucking throat and you lost. But like that's the edge that I want a defensive there too. So. I'm okay with that. Remember how?
Hey, I want to mention something about because I was just talking about BT as a Notre Dame fan. Even though if his wife listens to this, she's gonna probably burn him with an iron or something. But I did recruit a high-profile Notre Dame fan this week. Any guesses? No, I think he's been a Notre Dame fan since he was born in the year zero.
Then he watched Rudy and he's like, "Oh, this school fucking sucks. Fuck off."
No, Big Dog's son is the newest Notre Dame football fan.
So
only recruited.
Is he prepared to suffer heartbreak?
Probably.
Okay. He was born a Redskins fan, and an Orioles fan.
That shit sound like torture.
Right. And then his parents made the decision that Redskins are no longer an option, and he decided to be a Ravens fan. And since then, it's been kind of heartbreaking for him where it was a huge upgrade. Where from the Redskins being an inept, shitty franchise to going to the Ravens, where you have a chance to win the Super Bowl every year, but he watches us go in and break his heart every year, so that's been tough. And the Orioles obviously have been tough too, since he's been like conscious of what's going on. He just watches the Orioles go to the playoffs and win 0 games every year. So, so you know what? I think he's a perfect fit for being a Notre Dame fan.
As long as he understands that until you guys drop your academics, you will never have the athlete to make that clutch play when it's, 4th and long and you're sending the fucking house. You will never have the guy to keep up with a Jeremiah Smith. And that's why you're going to lose.
Well, nobody can keep up with him. That's a tough ask.
What did Jeremiah Smith do against Michigan when the game was on the line? Fucking nothing. So
I know a cornerback that can stop.
Oh,
Brandon Stevens.
Fuck off.
Oh my God.
Trippy bringing up Brandon Stevens' name.
What is going on with your audio? What's going on with
Reconnect your AirPods.
Me?
Yes.
Yeah, you.
I sound fine. Fuck you guys.
Oh, I'm about to say that's why I'm
terrible.
on mute. I'm on mute because I don't want nobody giving feedback talking about why Trippy sound like a robot. Plus, I tried to get some earphones, but they didn't have my earphones I needed, so I guess I got to order them offline. I have them by next week.
Test.
Yep,
That's better. Way better.
Making shit up. Speaking of Brandon Stevens,
two people in 2 different states and two different time zones. Probably. Are you Eastern or are you Central? BT.
I am Eastern.
So just to be clear, the guy that you were talking
surprising.
to didn't know you were talking to him, and that's who's I'm supposed to.
Yeah, Indiana. That's the Eastern Standard Time zone.
Well,
it's 3 hours.
It's the very much so western part that you get into Central.
It's very close.
Anyway,
when does it change in Indiana? It does, right?
It's by one
in
of the
Indiana
airports.
and Western Kentucky and the western part of India.
Okay, yeah. So it's close.
When you get to the Central Time Zone, that's when they start marrying their cousins.
Yep.
Yeah.
You got him or me?
I'll get them.
Cool.
But the part that I'm at is literally I'm on a Indiana-Ohio border.
No, so also cousin fucking is acceptable where you are.
Hey, can I say something real quick?
Took a big sip. Yeah, of course. Go ahead.
For y'all, like this is why I'm gonna be real with you, right? And this is just my opinion. This is why I can't stand some Raven fans, right? Like y'all sit up here, y'all try shit on EDC, Y'all say he cheap. He don't know how to draft. But when he signed when he get these bargain deals for these great players, y'all say, oh, he's such a genius at being a GM. Then some of y'all say he can't draft. I mean, he drafted players. It's up to the coaches to get them right. And also another thing I wanted to say was not to bring up Justin Tucker, but I see a lot of people saying we should bring in Destroy him.
No.
I'd rather us draft the court. I mean, I'd rather us draft the kicker because I can see right now if Destroy him come in here, say for instance, if we do sign Destroy him and he start missing kicks, you don't think the fans gonna turn on him quick in a hurry. And that's one thing I don't like about fans.
That's not what we do. We'll draft someone. We'll draft someone.
No. I'm just saying though. You never know though. But it's just like some of these dumbass Raven fans, like they always like. First of all, you're not EDC, right? EDC been running the Ravens since the Ravens been born. He been under Ozzie Newsome. But the thing is, I just hate when every time somebody get released, oh, the Ravens should get him, and then if we don't get him, like the shit just dumb. Like at the end of the, I mean, I know it's entertaining. But at the end of the day, like, motherfuckers be out here acting like that shit mad. Like, it's not mad. And remember, before we had Flacco, I was the type of motherfucker, I made sure if Michael Vick was always on the Ravens. You know why? Because it was mad. You feel me? Randy Moss and, like, players like that. So,
yeah, so there's a difference between, like, I want Myles. If we don't get Myles Garrett, it's not DC sucks at his job. It's that it's not Madden, like you said, and shit didn't work out. So, like, for some reason, our fan base takes the... I'll make it that I would like to go get the, high-paid, great player, and then we don't get him, and then all of a sudden people are like, oh, this guy fucking sucks at his job, fire him. Like, if we're being real about it, he's been a above-league average drafter. He's been above league average to very good at free agency. He's been elite at keeping players on our team that are about to test free. And he is arguably at signing, I don't know if you call them like trash heap or bargain bin defensive players specifically, but guys that are passed over by the league, that are looked at as past their prime or no longer useful. He is amazing at finding that guy that's going to make a real difference. So the reality is, and say EDC is a bad GM, I no longer take your seriously because you just come off as fucking.
Okay, just put this in perspective. And this was voted on not by fans, random fucking idiots, right? This is voted on by people in the industry. So we'll call it just professional sports. The Baltimore Ravens, I think, were voted number 1 front office in all of sports.
Correct.
And it's because again, it's a consistent approach that works.
Yeah, right.
And my only, my evergreen gripe with the Ravens sometimes is that you do these things great, like all the time. Have a fucking cheat day and go make that big move.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So this is the difference between fans and I'm with you. I wish they would make the big move. I wish they would deviate. But a franchise that is so consistent and dedicated to their process that they will at the expense of the fans want to fucking kill you. They're like, I don't care. We're gonna stick to our process, and it works. How many losing seasons have the Ravens ever had? Very few.
Other than early on in the franchise, they've had 2 that I remember, and there were a lot of injuries. So.
Right, exactly. And that's a result of building depth, great drafting, signing guys off the street, signing guys at a discount, just like the GM doing his due diligence, using his scouts, being a scout himself, understanding the market, all these things. So people who want to criticize EDC, anytime I see someone with a criticism of EDC, it's like, okay, I'm going to check your tweets. I'm going to go back and look.
I mean, not even that.
Listen. If you want to criticize EDC on a case-to-case basis, that's fine. Sometimes he fucks up and sometimes he hits. He hits more than he doesn't, but he's, like Drew said, it's consistent across the board. The approach is the same. They have a doctrine. They have an approach, and they stay with it. And that is the only way. If you have a system, you have to stick with your system all the time. If you deviate from your system, the system no longer applies. You go, you know what, today I'm not going to do the system. Well, guess what? The system is out the window because it has to be comment 100% of the time, or the percentages don't matter.
And
it says right here, the guy's got an active.
Sorry, I interrupted you. Go ahead. Trippy, it's all yours now. Sorry.
Oh no, my bad, BT. I was ready to say, and like another thing, like let's be real right now. I hate to keep saying this, like if anybody's a true Ravens fan, when I mean true Raven fans, like you know shit about like the staff or whatever, like that shit burns my soul when I see a Ravens fan or anybody adding Lacey like, hey, I filled out a job application, I got denied again.
I know
We all
exactly.
know. We all know the tweet you're talking about. Yeah, we all know the tweet you're talking about.
Hey, Lacey, I woke up and I looked at the Ravens offensive line and I see, hey, can you tell your like, yo, like at the end of the day, she a fan. Like, I'm pretty sure she don't. I mean, she probably do give
Trip,
her ideas.
It's not pretty sure. It's not pretty sure. We did an interview with Lacey on this podcast, me and Drew, and she told everybody exactly how the dynamic works with her and Eric.
Right, she just
So
a
if
fan.
anybody wants to know, go check. It's on the YouTube. It's very easy to find. Go watch it. It's very, very easy to find. She'll tell you everything.
I would say there is only one person now, because they turn out to be very funny tweets, is when Mo was like, Lacey, okay.
No.
Trippy, did you see the last one? Did you see the last? If they
That
all
was
end
hilarious.
like that, if they all end like that, I was allowed to ask her because she said, I'm just being a mom and I'm, doing wrestling. And then Mo asked, who's wrestling instead of sons? And then he goes, oh, I bet they have John Cena potential. So
Mo said that they will exceed John Cena's success. But I want to point this out. I brokered the peace deal between Lacey and Mo.
You did not. I did.
Well,
Mo lost a bet.
that.
Mo lost a bet with and wrote a long apology, and then of his own volition wanted to apologize to Lacey. You then brought those two together, but I was the one who said.
Okay, all right. So it's a combination. I'm just saying,
I'm a fucking hero as usual.
I talked directly to Lacey about Mo, and we got everything sorted out. She needed to
understand who Mo is. Yeah,
some context was required because Lacey's a very, very understanding person, very nice person. She wants everyone to be happy.
And so look, if Mo
it was important that she understand some of the context behind the previous interaction she had with Mo.
And for those of you wondering, episode 36.
If all of Mo,
thanks, BT. I was ready to say why they ain't say the episode, but good. Episode 36, y'all.
Trippy, I don't even know what episode tonight is. Why the fuck would I have known what episode that was?
I guess.
Let me take a guess. Is it episode? I think it's like episode 139.
148.
Dang, what the fuck?
Well, I don't know. Jake and I had a couple lost episodes that were kept from air because I went a little off the rails a few times. So I mean, we might be like 150, 155 now. But regardless, if
last week we had two, but one of them was 147.5. So
if Mo asking for players will always result in something that is harmless and makes me laugh, then he's okay to ask Lacey to have Eric sign people.
I've had some coaching sessions with Mo about how he should interact with Lacey, and he's been more he has adhered to these rules for the most part.
Also, I forget who I tweeted about, but Mo said he was in on making it happen. I believe it was Myles Garrett, or it could have been Cooper Kupp. I
think it might have been both.
Regardless, Mo agreed with me, so that means it's just gonna happen. It's once in a blue
moon. I feel like me and Mo got like a hate-love relationship because like
Trippy, we can fix that. I can fix that.
No, we good though. But it was weird though, bro, because like he was tweeting some dumb shit and he just kept like subtweeting me. And I'm in his inbox. Instead of him replying, he was replying to the tweets like, "Oh, now he's threatening." I'm like, bro, ain't nobody threatening you, bro. Like even
Trippy,
like G,
English
like,
is not his first.
You know he's from fucking Trippy. You know he's from Pakistan, right?
Like he doesn't.
Yeah, y'all did tell me that, right?
English is not his first language, so if you feel threatened by something Mo is saying, it's most likely that the translation is off.
It's not his intention. He's a very peaceful guy.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie. I'm kind of mad y'all told me that because I got the translator app. Yeah.
One time,
you can't translate bad English though. It's just bad English at that point.
Shit, I'm gonna translate. What I want to say in his language, and I'm gonna send it to him. Copy and paste.
Okay, fair enough. But then you're gonna have to translate what he says back,
and then it'll be a whole thing.
Yep.
Regardless, we're
back to the topic on hand.
Goddamn, I would pay big money to watch Trippy and Mo argue
on live stream. It's got to be on live stream.
It would be unreal. It would be the best. It would be fucking unreal.
And then Trippy would just bust out laughing, like guaranteed.
Isn't Mo younger than all of us?
Mo's like 22 years old.
allegedly. Mo could be like, or Mo could be
yeah,
like
I think it's
15,
like I think
don't know.
yeah, I think it's like that meme. The I am 12.
Yeah, or
Yeah.
he could legitimately be 12. I'm
It could
legitimately.
be.
I've known Mo was the first person on Twitter that I ever met, and so I've known him since like 2016, and he's been 21 since I've known him. So I don't.
Well, I hope he's
know.
not. If he's 12 now, you were talking to a fucking 4-year-old.
Again, I don't know if Mo. I'm not fully convinced Mo is one person now. Mo could be several people like operating an account. I don't know.
Who's DMing with a 4-year-old in Pakistan?
He posted
Hey,
a
yo,
picture of himself.
quick question,
one time.
real quick, since we was talking about Twitter. What happened to y'all boy? What he quit on the Ravens community?
Ramey?
Hoodie Ramey.
Yeah.
Ramey is a hero.
No, he didn't quit. Okay. And listen, I had a tweet earlier. I said me and Drew pressured Raymond. When I said that, it was a joke. It was a funny tweet, but at the same time, Drew and I we will send a tweet from the Ravens community, the Ravens Twitter community, to Ramey at least once a week, probably multiple times at times. For the last, 2 years, we have a group chat, me, Drew, Ramey, and an unnamed PFF employee.
Midget witness.
He's at most a 5'3" PFF employee.
Maybe.
And we shame Ramey for emboldening these people to have a platform to speak. And
he told
recently
us
it's gotten way worse recently.
He told us long ago that he lost that just gotten. I mean, there's 20,000
but we kept it up. See, that's why I said, like, when I said that we should get credit for this, we should, because we were the ones, I think, honestly, we were the ones who were not just like bringing these tweets to his attention. We were being very mean about it and bullying him. And
I'm very nice to Ramey. I know what you're talking about.
Bald middle schoolers
like,
really bend under pressure.
I feel like the reason why he lost control of it because now this is my opinion. I feel like a lot of them mods in there, they young, they childish. You feel me? Like some of them, they got certain people blocked.
I think that the people making the dumb tweets are adults. I think the people making those tweets are the same people on Facebook. They're Facebook people on Twitter.
Like Z-Farm, because I don't fuck with him.
No, Z-Farm's fine.
No, bro, I don't fuck with him, bro. He's a clown. Hold up, Will. Let me say something. You know why I don't respect Z-Farm no more? Because first of all, I had about 10 people come to me and say, hey, man, that boy Z-Farm was talking bad about you, talking about the sign in Buffalo, right? Then when I approached him I was in an Oreo space, bro, to the point I had to do with the rug. He was like, yo, Trippy, yo, you know you better than that. I said, all right, yeah, cool. But at the end of the day, you know what I mean? So the motherfucker unfollowed me. I unfollow him. But my thing is, just keep it real, bro. Like, if you said something about me, like, keep it 100. Like, you feel me? If you was mad about something, yeah. But it's just certain Raven fans that I can't fuck with for real, because you gotta think about it. Like, a lot of them young on the ad, you feel me? And then this people favorite line, well, yo, you know they only 20-something. All right, so they get a pass because they just 20-something. Like, come on, man. Like, that's what I don't like. But I just try not to tweet in that community for real. You feel me? Because
I wasn't allowed in that. I was blocked from it by one of the fucking moderators. I don't remember which one.
Me too.
Doesn't fucking matter. But my whole thing is that those fucking people thought they were in a safe space echo chamber, that they couldn't get fucking checked on the dumb shit that they say. And then when they would get checked on the timeline, they'd spaz the fuck out and be like, oh, I'm not wrong. Some fucking retard this week was tweeting about like the 10 highest paid Ravens. He's like, only 2 of them are worth the money. And I'm like, I don't even know, looking at this, like, what argument you could make that there's only 2. So fuck are you doing here? Like, yeah, so, I mean, credit to Ramey. You know, he built up a 20,000 person community and then fucking pushed the nuke button on
You know what it was? You know what that was? Because people realized that when you tweet in the community, it ends up on the regular timeline. It was just an engagement
farming
vacuum.
stupidity.
It was a vacuum.
One of them tweeted this week that you trade Zay Flowers and Kyle Van Noy for Micah Parsons, and I wanted to fucking throw my phone through a wall.
Okay, number one, trading Zay Flowers is stupid. And then you think that Kyle Van Noy, in the last year of a 2-year contract, at what age? 34?
Mm-hmm.
He has any trade value? You fucking crazy?
It's like the people trying to.
Maybe he has trade value at the trade deadline. He's gonna trade. Yeah, no, but listen. but he has no trade value now. He maybe has trade value at the trade deadline if he's performing well, but on a year-to-year basis, every GM is going to assume his previous year is his best year and he's done. He's going to be terrible the next year. He's 34 years old and he's an
I ain't gonna lie.
opportunistic
I
edge
don't want
rusher.
him on my team no more.
I do. He's opportunistic. I love it.
Hold
You
on.
know,
I love
why I
Hold
don't
on.
want him?
Hey, let Trippy talk. I want to know. Go ahead.
No, you know why I don't want him? This is my thing. I might be tripping right now, but it's something about him and Marlon Humphrey, bro. Like
They got podcast.
bro, like
Trippy,
I just
Trippy
feel
is
like
anti-podcast. That's fine.
I like him a lot.
I just feel like during the off season, yeah, we want to win the Super Bowl, and out of both of them, Kyle Van Noy got the most Super Bowl rings, right? So I felt like Kyle Van Noy, he really don't give a fuck because all he kept saying, yeah, I waited 11 years to go to the Pro Bowl, bro. I understand, yeah, you got family time, little vacation in Orlando, Florida, Disney World and shit, but bro, what the fuck y'all playing fucking flag football, bro? Like, what the fuck? Like, I don't know, bro.
I like what Van Noy brings to the table in terms of having a veteran guy on the defense who's been there before and who can give you some production. What I don't like about Kyle Van is that I feel like we rely on him too much, and because he's old, he goes missing from time to time. And it's not his fault. Be relying on him as our primary sack getter. And so I think if you put Kyle Van Noy defense with a Myles Garrett type guy or like a legitimate pass rusher, Kyle Van Noy kind of becomes this, jack of all trades, veteran pass rusher, can kind of coach up some of the younger guys, and he's a much better piece to this team than relying on him, your primary source of pressure on the quarterback. And so,
all right, so he is what Odafe Owe will mature into. Owe is a guy who right now he can get to the quarterback, but he can't finish the play. On the opposite side of the coin, on the opposite side, Kyle Van Noy is a guy who finishes well, but he doesn't get to the quarterback. So he's a guy who finds his way into a position to make a play on the quarterback. So, like, Owe will evolve into a KVN guy. KVN is 34, and he's in the last 1, 2, 3 years of his career. So he is who he is. So, yeah, if KVN,
I'm still high on my man, David Ajabo, man. Y'all still sleeping on him, man.
We're sleeping on him. Me and Drew are the number one David Ajabo guys on the internet.
No, there's
Literally.
no in this. I am the premier David Ajabo guy.
Listen, Drew, the first show I ever did on Zone 32, I said I wanted David Ajabo even though he just tore his ACL or his Achilles that same day.
Who said it first?
I'm just saying. Listen, I've been on the record since day one. I'm a fucking David Ajabo guy.
I've been on the record since day negative.
I'm not comparing to you. I'm not. Listen, I'm not comparing. I'm just saying. Don't downplay my David Ajabo investment.
I am the Ajabo guy. Not you talking shit about Ajabo every time Pickens catches a fucking ball.
I know it's great. You get all the heat. You get all the heat.
I am the guy.
But if people were paying attention, I've been Ajabo since day fucking one.
David Ajabo, 2025 Defensive Player of the Year. Book that. Fucking
now, that being said,
Drew's double-digit sacks this year coming up.
Trade Ajabo for Myles Garrett.
Guy.
It's fine with me.
Yeah.
And by the way, I let somebody know this. I told him if we don't sign Tylan Wallace back this year, you might see another crash out moment. I'm arguing with Raven fans. They say he ain't done shit. But I mean, every time he got targeted, he caught the ball. He only had one missed pass or drop pass, whatever you want to call it.
If somebody's gonna throw Tylan Duvernay money that he got in Jacksonville, fine, he can go. Like, if somebody gives him way too much money, then I understand why we don't sign him back. If he's available for a reasonable price, absolutely. There's no reason to not bring him.
Yeah, he's a Raven.
Right. But again, like, sometimes people give, like they gave, Jacksonville gave Devin Duvernay like $12 million, something like that. Like, we're not going to pay Tylan Wallace $12 million. So if he can go get paid somewhere else, then by all means, man, like, no hard feelings. Geno Stone, again, another good example. Like, Geno Stone was a great piece for what we acquired him for. That he was undrafted, or was he a seventh round pick? I don't remember, but he was like a late pickup. We weren't paying him a ton of money.
Yeah, he gave us a ton of production.
Yeah, so he gave us a ton of production. Again, Tylan Wallace, he's done basically what we expected him to do, which is not really, be a huge. When he's called on, he makes the play. So if he's here for cheap money, like absolutely fucking sign him. Somebody's going to give him real money to go elsewhere. Like, go get paid, man. You deserve it, whatever. But like, I'm not breaking the bank for Tylan Wallace, but I would be glad to have him back.
Here's Tylan Wallace. He's a great special teams player. He, when called upon, has made big plays, but he's also, when he's been like when he's had to fill in and play every snap, he's kind of invisible. So like,
but that also the one time
that kind of tells you what you know about him.
Whoa, no. How you gonna say he invisible when he not even getting an opportunity, bro?
He got one opportunity.
That's the point.
Because he got one opportunity.
But you can't say he
because,
invisible, bro. Like invisible mean like they throwing him the ball, he ain't catching it. You feel me? Like
invisible means
like he's not getting the opportunity.
Invisible
like,
means he's not getting open.
Look, I would rather him back because when we had this motherfucker that we acquired during the draft that everybody was bitching about, give him some playing time. This motherfucker ain't want to play. Tylan Wallace played the whole game, but I definitely understand.
Listen, I'm not arguing against that. I love everything he does. I love what he does, and what I love about him is he doesn't complain about it. So like he's a role player. So
I will put Will
as a role player. What Drew's saying, if he goes and gets listen, if he goes and gets non-role player money, he gets real money, then go get your money. If not, then come back to the Ravens, be a role player. You'll get paid adequately for what you do. But so like I do want him back. I would like to have him back. He knows what he's doing. He's a role player. He's gritty. He's a grinder. He'll do anything you tell him to do. I like that. If someone pays him to be wide receiver 2 or 3, then go take it.
If you're paying him Nelson Aguilar money, absolutely fucking please come back, Tylan Wallace. If somebody's paying him $6-7 million a year, like we're not going to get $6-7 million a year worth of production out of him. So
right, exactly.
For Tylan, please go take your. You know what I mean? Like I don't know how many more contracts like that he'll get in the NFL. So go take.
I'm not slandering him. What he's given to the Ravens, I appreciate. And it's
Trippy, don't worry. I remember Will being the most anti-Tylan Wallace human being in the world, and so you think that he's coming from an anti-Tylan Wallace, but he's not.
Wanted that motherfucker that played. What was that motherfucker that played for the Texans last year? I think he played for the Steelers.
Oh, he played for the Steelers, and he had 2 catches against us.
Fuck out of here, man.
Will wanted Ben Skoranek over fucking Tylan.
Hey. All that being said about Tylan Wallace, Ben Skoranek, I'll take him over Tylan Wallace every day of the week still today.
Go fuck yourself.
What? You crazy now. Hey, Drew, he the same motherfucker say, you know what? No white wide receivers. Then the following week, I want Ben Skoranek, whatever the fuck his name is. I can't even get his name right. Skoranek.
Trippy, are you new to the internet?
Will is the most anti-white wide receiver guy of all time.
Well, I don't like talking about the internet because I told you I made a mistake and delete my my TikTok app off my phone. So, been going through it the last couple of days. So, hey.
Yeah, I mean, meanwhile, first round Dr. Richard is, feeding our information to China. So, this fucking poorly edited 8th grade basketball videos. Another conversation, another day. I feel like
we about to talk about the Super Bowl or no?
Yeah. Hell yeah. Let's do it.
Real quick before we go to that, I was going to try to make my point about EDC, just finding the right pieces that other teams don't want. Like in the earlier comment, he's going to do what he does well with the draft and with free agency.
Great point, BT. I never thought of that one before.
BT, you had to get that one in.
I did. I was waiting, but y'all motherfuckers kept cutting me off.
Hold up.
I believe we said that between Will and I.
I mean, this comment.
What?
About 17 Wallace.
Hold on. 17 yards a catch last year. Granted, on 11 catches, that right there. Okay, listen. I'm not an anti-Tylan Wallace guy, but don't give me yards per catch.
Who commented that?
The higher Glizzy on Twitter.
That's my guy. Smart guy.
That's not a valid stat. It's just not a valid stat.
I mean, it is a valid stat.
That is a valid stat. What you mean? If he averages
11
catches, 17 yards.
That's why there's qualifying limits. You can't just.
That's why you get him involved in the offense, bro.
Okay, you know what? I'm gonna go look up the quarterback stats from last year. There's guys
never
with
played punt return till he
158.3
came to the
quarterback
Ravens,
ratings
bro.
last year. They're fucking punters.
You cannot come to Jabo guy like, and I know you've pushed the Hall of Fame stats with David Jabo too. You can't do that and then shrug off some. It's inconsistent and stupid. So accept 17.
No, you can only use these things to advance your own narrative.
Right, and using it to advance his narrative that he wants Tylan Wallace back. You have to respect game. You have to respect game. You have to. You can't use it to your advantage and then shit on it when somebody else does it back to you. You got beat at your own game.
He was the fourth wide.
You got out semantic. It's fine. It happens to the best of us. He was
the fourth wide receiver, right? And for that little bit of production,
he had an 87-yard touchdown catch. Factor that in.
You said what?
If
he had one catch for 87 yards. How many other yards do you have?
Don't care. If you Googled right now what was Tylan Wallace's yards per catch in 2024, what does that number? It says 17. It says 17. You lost one. You got beat. Fucking micro sample size stats. You got beat. It's fine. You just got to tip your cap sometimes. Say Tylan Wallace outplayed you.
All right. Tylan Wallace had 193 yards. Ravens, 193 yards in 2024, and 87 were on one catch.
How many yards did you have in 24?
Fuck, 0. You got me there.
0. That's what I thought.
Hey, Will, if he was working in the scouting department, I think EDC would never let you scout wide receivers.
No,
he'd never let you scout wide receivers if he was working
No, I would have come to EDC and be like, hey, EDC, I just got to let you know, this guy, he had a 17.5 yard average per catch, but 87 yards came on one catch. He'd be like, oh, fuck. Thank you for saving me from that.
Who was the retard that Will wanted to sign and did sign him and we fucking cut his ass? Russell Gage. How'd that work out? Yeah, fucking.
Okay.
He was pumping him.
Wait a minute. Your proposed signing was Michael Thomas. Who signed him?
Same amount of yards as was not on an active roster.
He didn't get a fucking call. He got nothing from anybody.
Got no calls.
He stinks.
Same amount of yards. So I don't.
He didn't get a call.
How many yards did Julio Jones have? 0, I think. I don't know if Julio Jones played or not. To be honest, but
same amount as Russell Gage and Michael Thomas.
It just seems like Will and I spent like 45 minutes on a podcast arguing about Russell Gage versus Michael Thomas versus Julio Jones, and they all did fucking nothing. So seemed like a wasted effort.
Well, let's be honest. The most productive was Russell Gage. He did get signed for the preseason. He had some practice reps. Michael Thomas never even got a fucking call to go to fucking training.
His bum ass. He was a fucking bum.
Anthony Miller.
He was a practice squad.
Anthony Miller
is not part of the conversation, pal. You were talking about Michael Thomas as some sort of problem solver for the Ravens, and he didn't get a call not only from the Ravens but from any team in the NFL, not just for the regular season. He wasn't even a camp body. He was a non-call. They said, we want nothing to do with this guy. He fucking stinks.
Michael Thomas doesn't fumble that fucking pass that Mark Andrews fumbled. Doesn't drop 2-point conversion. Maybe if we had Michael Thomas,
Michael Thomas wouldn't have been available. He wouldn't have been available. He's played.
If Lamar would have maybe they would have set up a pass for Tylan Wallace. Maybe he would have caught that 2-point conversion because he hardly dropped passes.
I mean, let's be real.
You know what, Trip? You're right. We should have set up a fucking 2-point conversion for Tylan Wallace with the season on the line.
Mark Andrews, clearly with the season.
Or maybe we should have did a jump pass with Derrick Henry. Why we didn't think about that?
Maybe we should.
That would have been fine with me.
You know what?
If they drew up a pass for Tylan Wallace and he dropped it, I would have fucking burned my own house down.
Let's get into the Super Bowl.
Probably listen to this, but Todd,
I would have doused my house in gasoline and lit a match and held it in my mouth until the fucking room burned down around me. If the season on the line, we threw the ball to fucking Tylan Wallace, that would have been the end of me.
Todd,
I bet he would have caught it though. I bet he would have caught it.
Todd, if
you bet on that,
okay. Todd, Munkin, if you are listening,
I put my life on there. He would have caught it.
Todd Munkin, if you have any sense of justice, you will drop a play to Tylan Wallace next time and see if Will holds true to his word.
Next time?
Yeah, next time. I'm sure we'll be in a game-winning situation at some point next because Todd signed an extension.
Because I don't want him to come back saying I'm critiquing this shit, but okay.
Oh, we're Todd people, other than Grant, because Grant thinks Todd's like 98 years old. But Other than that, we all like Todd. He is back. I don't think we mentioned that officially. I think
We did
talked
not,
about
but-
it when,
Todd 3.0. Hello. Yeah.
Yep, season 3.
just let Todd get rid of the dead weight that is known as Markin and let him fucking cook. And let Todd Monken pick his offensive line. So, if that means benching Falele and don't bring Patrick McCarry back, a lot of talk on what it should be. I want two of our top 3 on offensive line, and I want to pass. I don't give a fuck what order it's in, but I want trenches. I want to build up the fucking trenches. So let Todd get 2 guards. I think that's necessary.
Also, real quick, I think Will would pull a Brian in regards to the Tylan Wallace situation.
Will would actually jump in the Inner Harbor, though.
Yeah, that's the
Will
difference.
will follow through on whatever stupid thing he says he'll do. Yeah. If Will says he'll kill himself because something's gonna, something happens, he'll be dead. He'll do it. So he's not a Brian. I will give Will credit for that. He will follow through, no matter how dumb.
Correct.
And to be clear, I said I would have killed myself.
Yeah, I just want to put that to the test. Todd, if you're listening.
I'm not making a promise for the future. I'm saying this is a past thing. It's a safe way to say you would have killed yourself.
Oh, I see.
You know what? No one can prove if you would or wouldn't.
You're scared. You're scared Tylan Wallace comes down with that catch. You've thought about it, and you might have caught that.
No.
Stevie Wonder catches that. So I feel like it's a bad argument.
No. I didn't say catch. I said if they drew up a play for Tylan Wallace with the season on the line. That's what I said.
I trust Tylan Wallace.
At this point, yeah, of course. I'm just saying if the plan to save the season is to throw the ball to Tylan Wallace, then we're fucked.
Nobody would see it coming. Be a great play.
Yep.
Come as a shock to everybody on the field. So I don't know.
Yeah, sure would. But it also would have come to throw it to Charlie Kohler. Someone else. Someone who is on the field a little bit more.
Throw it to Patrick Ricard.
Yeah, right. I'd be fine with that. I would be more comfortable with that than Tylan Wallace, personally.
Also, Todd.
With the season on line.
Todd, a lot of money if you give some of those short yardage carries. If you let fucking Patrick Ricard I'd be a real rich man. Just
for a while, then eventually the odds would start to go down. And then you're like, all right, I'm abandoning
Fuck up, Jake.
Guys.
You shut the fuck up, Drew. Let's get into the Super Bowl.
Well, actually, I live in California.
I can't gamble, so I don't want to have enough fun. And fuck you.
Hey, I mean, it worked for a minute. Then all of a sudden you get to the odds, like, I don't know if I want to do that.
Fucking selfish.
They'll start getting into Derrick Henry fucking territory. You know this.
Don't ruin the fun.
Cocksucker.
Killing the vibe. Positive vibes only, and just fucking.
There's no negativity with that. There's no negativity with that.
Right now. Let me fucking first of the year. Vegas won't catch up to that. Just fucking
hold on.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Listen, this guy. There's a follow up to this, so I'm not trying to drag this guy, but this is a very funny comment as far as I'm concerned.
One of his catches was a fucking crucial third down. Will
it was?
Well, I'm just saying, like,
where was Rashad Bateman? Will? Where was Nelson Aguilar? Will?
Rashad Bateman scored three touchdowns in the playoffs, didn't he?
No, he scored 2.
Talking about
he only scored 2. Excuse me. Okay, whatever.
Talking about the divisional game, Will. Where was fucking Rashad Bateman that last drive? Third down?
He's not. He's talking about the entire playoffs. So,
and one of those catches was a crucial third down on that 88-yard drive.
Listen, I'm not shitting on Tylan Wallace as a player.
We have motherfucking Sims and Anthony Miller lined up.
This is a very funny comment because
fucking Tylan Wallace.
Listen. If your response to me saying that Tylan Wallace isn't like an impact player and that he shouldn't be getting the season on the line target, he got 3 targets in 2 games. Or 3 games. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but what if you multiply that by 10? What if you had 30 targets and you're talking about 20 catches for 240 yards?
Yeah. Well, guess what? I'm living in fucking reality. I'm not multiplying anything by anything. He got 3 targets in 2 games.
Yeah, you're just you're too focused on the overall statistical output and not if they extrapolate and put it out. Tylan Wallace. There we go. Sold.
All right, ready into the Super Bowl.
Drew. This is the follow up. I'm not even going to give the next one because Howard Wizzy, you don't understand. Like, Drew knows what's going on here. It's okay.
Yeah, I'm just fucking burying Will in his own semantics. It's fine. I'm extrapolating stats, using data against real shame.
It is always funny when Drew's like, oh, you're playing the semantics game. His entire life is semantics. Everything he says is semantics.
I'm better at it, and you're trying to beat me. It's not going to work. I am semantics. Are we being joined by V this Super Bowl game, or is he not?
He says he's on the clock.
So he is not.
Yeah, so now I got to be
Man,
on the
fuck
clock.
you. Fuck you, BD. I hope y'all win, but I hope the Eagles win. Ain't that crazy? Dang.
I'm still rooting for Bane.
Of
I'm
course,
rooting for
we all are.
Stadium to fucking explode.
I'm rooting for Hollywood Brown. Maybe that might
off.
vote it. Maybe that
Fuck
might.
off.
Never mind.
No.
Never mind.
No.
Oh
We
man,
are-
yeah,
That motherfucker needs to just retire and play video games so that I can be right on that.
Yep.
He has a real estate empire. Have you read that article?
There was a fucking whole. There was a Twitter thread for it, and I was like, how about he just is good at football and then he has more money? Maybe that. I don't know.
No, he has invested well. So I respect that.
I don't. Fuck him. Fucking.
He's
pussy.
rich outside of football.
Yeah, and he also, big time Zone 32 podcast. Didn't want to go head to head with me. I donated my time to speak to him privately, and he fucking no-showed like a bitch. So you got Hollywood Brown.
Trippy. Let him know.
Yeah.
Yeah, let him know that. Let that little fuck know. I'm ready. Whenever he wants smoke. I made that
Well, I
fucking
think
guy.
maybe
always
he
money.
didn't come on the podcast because of one person, man. I keep telling y'all, man, that motherfucking Chad Steele, man. You gotta watch that
He
motherfucker,
wasn't
yeah.
on the Ravens.
Oh, for real?
This was after he was done with the Ravens. He was fucking running his damn mouth about Greg Roman. I called him a stupid midget on the timeline, and then we had a DM exchange. And I go, "Why don't you come on the podcast, have a discussion with me, tough guy?" And he was like, "I don't talk about it." He's like, "If we have a private Discord call and iron some details out, I'll come on." And I told him I'd be ready at 10 o'clock. And then that motherfucker read my message and didn't send me a Discord link. So,
Oh yeah, I
pussy.
remember that shit. I remember.
Pussy, straight pussy. The only other person in no show like that is Jalen Dobbins. How was LA? Anyway.
But
I
we
digress.
still waiting on your boy. We still waiting on your boy. He still got the invite on the podcast because I ain't gonna lie, I've been going on my unfollowing spree on IG. I had to end up following the motherfucker back because I didn't realize he followed me, Pat Ricard. So maybe this summer we can get something going on with the
You unfollowed Pat Ricard?
Wow.
bro. Listen.
Wow.
I ain't listen. No. Listen. I'm one of them Raven fans, right? I ain't on no bougie shit, but I feel like if you can't follow me back, I'm gonna unfollow you. So you know what I mean? Yeah, that's how I'm keeping it.
Yeah, you hear that, Lamar?
I mean, Lamar don't follow me, but me and Lamar always talk. So you know what I mean? I don't have to. When you send a message to say, you gotta be invited. They gotta accept the invite for the message and all that shit. No, I'm good.
Why don't you let Lamar know to come discuss? I have some investment questions in the entire gym for him. And why the fuck Ken Francis ghosted us too? Another
True.
one.
I'll run it by his PR and see what's up. See if we can get him on here. I got you.
Yeah, and then I want to talk to Ken Francis. Fucking guy goes.
Look,
on
I
the
ain't gonna
radio
lie
and
to
says
you.
fucking us.
I had an exchange with Ken Francis. He said he was coming on, and he never came
We were
on.
the first
Look,
ever one that
I
Ken
ain't gonna lie
Francis
to you,
interacted
right?
with.
I feel
Yeah.
real disrespected when I see these Raven players going on this Marlon Humphrey podcast with that dweeb on there. And all we do is ask them to come on the Zone 32 podcast. Like, I don't know if they scared to wear with Drew, but I'm going to make sure the motherfuckers don't bully y'all, okay? I'm going to make sure they don't bully you.
Here's the problem: is that it's Marlon them to come on, and they're like, "Oh, I am on the same as Marlon. I can go on," and they forget the dweeb is there.
Well, I ain't going to say no names, but a couple family members came to me and was like, I wish such and such would get on there. I told them, don't go on that damn podcast. I said, hey, I don't blame you.
I don't know why they fuck with Jessica. They should leave Jessica alone.
Who the fuck is Jessica?
The name of the person that we're talking about also starts with.
Oh.
Should I call him Jacqueline? And that be more obvious?
No, call him Jackie.
Jackie?
No, that's too obvious, right?
Yeah, that's why I went with Jessica.
Fuck him.
Yeah, I agree. I agree, Trip. 110%. That man is this clout whore of all time, and I'm good. I enjoyed him being buried on the internet today. Talking about Super Bowl halftime shake. What are you going to talk about next?
we're gonna talk about the. Yeah, there you go. About fucking time. We're gonna talk about the Super Bowl very briefly. I think the Chiefs are gonna win. I was leaning towards the Eagles last week. But I remembered Jalen Hurts is bad against the blitz. Spags likes the blitz.
Very, very, very bad against. And
So they're like, it's a bad matchup for him.
The Chiefs are a blitz-heavy defense. Their front is very strong. So Drew knows this. I sent him a screenshot, him and VD last week. I'm on the Chiefs at -9.5 and at -13.5. I think it's a 31-17 Chiefs win. the Chiefs are going to dominate the Eagles. The Eagles are a good team. Here's the strength of the Chiefs, is I honestly believe this. They built the Chiefs roster to beat the Ravens.
Yeah.
They expected the Ravens again in the AFC Championship game. If you can beat the Ravens, you can beat anybody.
So here's what this game comes down to. Going to be the simplest football analysis you've ever heard. Is that Jalen Hurts is going to have to win that game, and Patrick Mahomes is going to have to make plays to win that game. I don't trust Jalen Hurts to make plays with his arms, and I trust Patrick Mahomes to make plays when it matters. And it's that simple. I don't know, if it's a blowout like Will thinks. It could be. I could very well see this going horribly for the Eagles. But no matter how the game gets out, it's inevitable. This is I lived this with Tom Brady. Of every fucking year the Patriots would get there, I would have my hopes up of this is going to be the fucking year. I can fucking stick it to Tom P and the other retard Patriots fans around here, and I'm finally going to have something to fucking rub in their faces. And then the Patriots would always fucking find a way to win. So I've just accepted, Patrick Mahomes is Satan, Andy Reid is Satan. I don't know who the fuck made the deal with the devil. They're just going to win. So I just have to – I've come to terms with the fact that they're going to win. I don't want them to win, and what I want doesn't matter. So Chiefs win easily. Anybody else have any thoughts on the game?
Give me a score.
31-24.
Okay.
I actually like the Eagles' defense to keep it relatively close. Bonjo defense has come back in full effect this year. And I think their defensive line is better than it was 2 years ago when they played. I still like the Chiefs to win. The Eagles' defense should keep it relatively close. And obviously, Barkley is Barkley. But that being said, eventually, Jalen's going to have to beat him with his arm. And that ain't going to go well for the Eagles. So I'll take the Chiefs 24-20.
And I'm looking for the fucking exciting white retards to get fucking cooked.
Oh, yeah.
Hurst throws a game-losing pick.
It's a really bad matchup for them because it's speed versus athleticism. That's not a good matchup.
Yeah, and you get white corners and white safeties. They work real fucking hard. They're going to be watching a ton of film. Last guy's in, first guy's out, or first guy's in, last guy's out. Make the most out of what athletic gifts they have, and they kind of make up for it with football IQ. Xavier Worthy is going to burn the fucking shit.
And Hollywood too. So they got the same guy on both sides.
Bro,
those guys are going to burn your ass.
If Hollywood Brown catches a touchdown pass in the Super Bowl, I might shoot myself because there's going to be.
I'm not saying. Listen, I'm not saying they're both going to catch touchdowns. I'm just saying if you're talking about matchups, the exciting whites cannot keep up with Marquise Brown and Xavier Worthy. They are too fast.
And Darius Slay is not really that good. I like Quinyon Mitchell. He's a little he's got some Nate Wiggins, early Nate Wiggins in him where he kind of gambles on plays, and I feel like that's going to leave him open to making mistakes. So also gambling wise, Kareem Hunt first touchdown lock. Fucking put in the books. That's going to happen. So Jake, what's your score for the game?
I already said 24-20. Jalen Hurts throws a game-losing pick.
We need BT and Trippy's back.
1 second, let me get there's Trippy.
I got him.
Oh shit! Look at that big ass deer. Oh shit!
Guess what?
Big ass deer,
bro.
I was like,
whoa!
Something outside his house or something.
I thought he was talking. I thought he was going about acronym. Will.
Shit, I don't even know how to turn the screen around. Fuck it, bro. That's a big ass deer, bro.
Trippy, we can't even see you, let alone whatever you're turning your screen around for.
I know. I'm black. I'm black as shit. That's why.
No.
We wanted to see the deer.
We have the default picture.
I'm still black as shit.
Show us
I'm
the
sorry, the hardest shit. You can't even see my teeth.
Trippy trying to make me seem racist on the fucking on the stream.
I'm gonna say.
Oh, we can't see you, man. We really can't see you. Just be clear,
bro. It like a deer looking at me though. But my score prediction, I'm gonna say Chiefs 34, Eagles 30.
Okay.
BT. Bro, that did hit somebody car. They fucked.
I don't know. Some weird reason I feel like the Eagles are gonna pull some weird upset, gonna disrupt the three-peat. So I'm gonna go 31-27 Eagles.
I was leaning that direction a week ago. Then I thought about Jalen Hurts against the blitz. That's what swayed me the other way.
And that's
why he is terrible against pressure. Terrible.
It's Jalen Hurts. Unless they put in the fucking kid from Stanford, Tanner McKee. Yeah, if they put Tanner McKee in at halftime, then maybe I'll take those. But other than that, it's the only way the Eagles win that game is if they put McKee in. Because that's how Jalen Hurts wins championships, is that he gets replaced at halftime.
Or if Patrick Mahomes takes a helmet to the knee.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I mean, that could happen. Honestly,
You can't bet around that though.
well,
No.
I would still take the Chiefs with no Patrick Mahomes over the Eagles with Jalen Hurts.
Take the Chiefs with Carson Wentz?
Yes,
He's the backup.
Carson Wentz revenge game. I mean, come on, what are we doing?
Yeah. I mean, anytime Carson Wentz has taken the field since his last year with the Eagles, has been hilariously bad.
Yeah, but it's Jalen Hurts. Like, that's what I just keep coming back to, is that, yeah, okay, like Eagles keeps calling the Eagles a super team, and like you look at them top to bottom, like a great offensive line, great defensive line, really good
receiver
secondary,
core.
Good receiver core, great running back, good tight end, like all this shit, and then I'm like, yeah, but it's fucking Jalen Hurts under, and like that's ultimately why they're not going to win. It's Jalen Hurts. I don't want to be a hater. I want to come off like some kind of I think Jalen Hurts sucks. He's just not good enough to win. It's really what it boils down to. He's not a confetti quarterback, as certain podcasts call Super Bowl winners.
Fair enough.
We missed anything?
The main, I like 2 weeks ago I had the Eagles winning, but I changed my mind because I got a friend of mine. Y'all probably know him, bad guy. Yeah, I said your name.
Yeah, I like that guy.
He got this tendency, like when we go in spaces, he like to always bring up Lamar Jackson and shit. And last time I checked, Lamar never went to a Super Bowl, but last time I checked, Jalen Hurts is a Super Bowl victim. You get what I'm saying? So, hey, bad guy.
He's got two. Was it Pete Rozelle trophies? That's the fucking NFC Championship game trophy, the paperweights or whatever.
Yeah, we don't count them. So.
Yeah, exactly. They're fucking paperweights. The Vikings have 4 of those, and they have nothing else to show for it. No one gives a shit about second place.
Hey, you can tell the Bagel fans about that shit. The reckless bastards.
Yep. They have the Lamar Hunt Trophy. They have 3 of those. Now, what was it? What else I gotta say?
Yo,
just like Ricky Bobby said, man. If you ain't first, you're last.
What is this feedback going on?
It's
probably my background.
Yeah,
I'm about to go back on mute, but shout out to Cleveland too, because it's crazy. Kareem Hunt ready to get a ring while Cleveland's still ringless.
That's fair.
He came from KC though.
I had a point that I wanted to make, and then Trippy's mic completely derailed me here. I wanted to make fun of somebody. I don't fucking remember who I wanted to make fun of. Now I'm totally lost here.
Make fun of the dude that was talking shit earlier.
No,
Oh yeah, Tiger Woods.
Yeah, fucking drunk ass Tiger Woods. Anytime, buddy. Anytime, come take these fucking hands for a spin. You fucking clown. He's fucking tweeting Trippy at like 8:00 in the morning. He's like, I'm gonna go beat the fuck out of you 45 minutes away. Where the fuck are you, tough guy? It's been 8 hours. You told me you could find Trippy in under an hour and go beat his ass. Where the fuck you been?
His location and his profile is Uptown DC. No one calls that. No one calls it that. You know what Uptown DC is?
I don't know because I don't care.
That's where rich white people live.
Also this moron got emotional because Trippy said the Jets are a sorry franchise, and then told him to get the fuck out of here. He said, be peaceful and be nice, which is just loser shit. And then he has 2 football teams in his bio as a grown man. And I was like, this is some loser shit. And he's like, oh, I'm a Jets fan, but I support D because I live in the area. Now, fuck you, pal. Come do it. Come pull up on a tailgate, whatever the fuck you want. You can get out of the list, show up. And then also, fuck you. That's what I meant to say. That's what I want to make fun of before. I want nothing more than to watch fucking Gilly the Kid and all these other fucking loser Philly scumbags be upset. So
Barry McCockner too.
Yeah, I mean the reality. Yeah, Barry McCockner's dad was a fucking Celtics doctor, and somehow he's a fucking East man. I don't really understand it. R.I.P. Barry McCockner's dad. Real shame that he died. But anyway, just all Philly suck. Just
hey, if the Eagles win, we gonna try to get Gilly on the podcast next week.
Yeah, Gilly can suck my dick. I have so many fucking statements to make for that guy. Claiming you wrote all Lil Wayne's just not successful at rap. How could you write the Carter and then not be a good rapper? Carter 2 is a masterpiece, and you want to sit here and be like, I wrote all Lil Wayne's music. I'm just not buying it. I don't care how much weed you smoke and say dumb shit. It doesn't add up. You and Wallow, fucking pissing in the wind.
I gotta admit though, that podcast is dope though. Gotta admit that though. Their podcast is dope.
I've watched some of their. It's clearly not for me. I don't know how to say that without getting canceled, but I'm clearly not the target audience of $1 million worth of game. I just want Gilly to explain to me how he can say he
Hold up. Wait a minute. You're telling me that $1 million worth of game is not for fat white guys from Massachusetts.
Yeah, correct. It's also not for midgets from whatever fucking part of Maryland you're from.
I don't listen to it.
Yeah, I don't listen to it. I tried.
Oh, hold on.
I don't even know who this person is.
Okay.
I never heard
Yeah,
that name.
well, we're not gonna put the comment on the screen.
Oh,
But
is Raul Mondesi sexually harassing me again?
yeah, yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
fine. Well, the horny hour is coming about, so I suppose that's gonna do it for this
Fuck
week.
Gilly.
We'll be back to discuss this, that, and the other. Fuck the Eagles and the fake. Actually, fuck, I ain't gonna call them the Eagles. Call them the fake birds. You can't have your most famous fan go on live TV going, "Whoa!" and consider yourself to be a real bird. Most birds aren't real. Birds are government surveillance. Yep. Birds are government surveillance tools. So anytime you see bird shit on your car, yeah, that's right.
It's like propaganda.
That's fucking right. Anytime you see that, all it is oil secretions from the government surveillance vehicles. So don't even worry about that. But anyway, we'll be back next week to discuss this, that, and the other. But meanwhile, it's time for me to die.
Zone 32.